Shalom Aleichem, everybody. It is Parshat V'Eschanon, and I wanted to share with you a brief thought on the Parsha. But before doing so, I wanted to also express a certain concept that I've been asked over the past couple of days by Talmidim, by alumni. How was Tisha B'Av? And I'll be honest with you, we just had Tisha B'Av 2 days ago, and for me, Tisha B'Av was not so simple. For me, Tisha B'Av was very difficult this year. We mourn for the Beis HaMikdash, and we go ahead and think of our Averos that we did as a cloud, Knesset Yisrael did, in order to, unfortunately, generate the Churban Beis HaMikdash. And obviously, Sinas Chinam was very paramount. That was the source, the cause for the Bayis Sheni. And if you look at the news that's been going around, certainly in Eretz Yisrael the past couple of months, and the rhetoric and the vitriol. Unfortunately, it was a bit depressing this year. For me, it was very depressing that we don't find ourselves in a situation where we're any closer. The tremendous sense of strife, of sina. Again, whether it's chinam, not chinam, but the language that's used, not being able to understand the other positions, other sides. Very, very painful period that we find ourselves in. The battles in Eretz Yisrael, the role of the army and Torah learning and so forth. Very, very, very difficult issues, but indeed one that the rhetoric and the vitriol is certainly something that is very painful. I point you to a very beautiful blog entry in the blog called Cross Currents, where the founders of the blog really lament and frustration of where Klal Yisrael is at, something we really need to think about and how we can go ahead and fix. One thing, just when it comes to this machlokes, so Kuli Alma Lo Pligi, I do believe everyone's L'Shem Shamayim, but Kuli Alma Lo Pligi, that everyone agrees that Talmud Torah is something that is paramount and central to the avod of every single Jew. How that plays out with other responsibilities of Parnasa and army service and the like, of course, that's the hot political issue. I don't want to go there right now, certainly not in this forum. But Kuli Alma Lo Pligi, Talmud Torah, is central. Talmud Torah is not just a single mitzvah out of 613. Talmud Torah keneged kula. And often my Talmidim ask me, why? Why is it so central? Why can't I focus on Kemilas Chasadim, on Tefillah, on other mitzvahs? Why Talmud Torah? Why the centrality of Torah learning? And indeed, I believe the answer does come from this week's Parsha. You take a look. We say Kriyat Shema every single day. The first paragraph of Kriyat Shema, which is found in this week's Parsha, tells us about Kabbalas Ol Malchus Shamayim V'Ahavta Es Hashem Elokecha. Then the second paragraph, V'Hayim Shamoa, is Kabbalas Ol Mitzvos. And it's very striking. The Pasuk tells us, V'Ahavta Es Hashem Elokecha, B'Chol Levavcha, V'Chol Nafshcha, V'Chol Ma'odecha. We love Hashem within our entire being, our entire nefesh, our entire lave, our emotion, our bodies, our money, everything focused towards Abbas Hashem. In the very next pasuk we're told, V'hayu hadvarim ha'ela shanuch mitzavcha yom alavavecha v'shinantam levanecha. We're told about the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. And the question certainly begs itself. Why is Talmud Torah here when it comes to the mitzvah of Abbas Hashem, Kabbalas Ol Malchus Shamayim? Is Talmud Torah not one of the 613 mitzvahs? Let it be in the second paragraph more prominently of Kabbalas Ol Mitzvos. Why is it here front and center when it comes to Kriyat Shema V'Ahavta Hashem Elokecha? So the Medrash asks this question. The Medrash is found in the Sifri on this week's Parsha, Psikta Lamed Gimel. And Rebbe says, why does it say? It says V'Ahavta. Any odea ketzad ov mesamakom? Do I not know what love means? Why does it tell me v'hayu hadvarim that I have to then learn Torah, place these words on your heart? V'shinantam levanecha, says the Medrash. Tein hadvarim ha'ela alibcha. Put these matters on your heart. Shmitoch kach, because by studying the Torah Hashem, ato makir es mi she'amar v'haya ha'olam u'medabek b'drachav. By studying Hashem's Torah, you understand, you tap into the Rebbeinu Shalom. And then you can go ahead and medabek b'drachav, you can only appreciate he who said v'haya ha'olam by studying his word. Indeed, how can man, finite man, limited man, who's got such a narrow existence and narrow focus, how can he possibly connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom, the Ein Sof, purely spiritual? How can a physical possibly connect? So the Rambam tells us in Hilchos Yesodei Torah that you can connect to Hashem and develop love of Hashem in two ways. Hashem, on the one hand, He went ahead and revealed Himself in creation, the Brias HaOlam. And by the magnificent Bria, you study the Bria, you look at sunsets, you look at the ocean, you look at the cosmos, the universe, and you're struck by this sense of awe, wow, and it builds a certain ava to the Creator. But Hashem also, and perhaps in a more direct, even more direct way, revealed Himself, or at least revealed His wisdom at Har Sinai. There's creation and there's revelation. And the most direct way to tap into Chochmas Hashem, and thereby Hashem Himself, is through the study of His Torah. And by cleaving and studying His Torah, says the Medrash, and really says the Pasuk, V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha, you want to love God? You can't. How do we do that? The answer is by going ahead, V'shinantam levanecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh alavavcha, and that's how you can tap in to Ribono Shalom. This is expressed also very beautifully in the Medrash, in the Mishnah of Rabbi Nosson. We're told in Perek Daled, the famous Mishnah, that al shloshet dvarim ha'olam omed, that the world stands on three things: Torah, Avoda, and Gemilas Chasadim. Avos Rabbi Nosson writes that al ha-Torah, when it comes to Torah, that is the highest of all levels, and Hashem very much loves the Torah. Quotes a pasuk the Medrash does, that Hashem loves olos more than zvachim. Why olos more than zvachim? Because olos are kulo kolil, they're entirely burnt on the mizbeach. And then we're told the Talmud Torah chaviva lifnei hamakom me olos. Talmud Torah even more valuable, more chaviv than olos. Why? Lefisheim adam lamad Torah yodea da'ato shel makom. When a person learns Torah, he understands the das, the chachmas Hashem. Shene'emar, the pasuk says, "Oz tavin yiras Hashem v'das alkim timtza mikan lechacham sheyoshe v'doresh b'kahal shemalav akasu kilu hikriv chele v'dam legabe mizbeach." Therefore, when a person is studying Torah b'kahal, the pasuk says it's as if he's brought the highest forms of karbanos. That's his connection, his korban, his cleaving, his becoming karev, or even karov to Ribono Shalom, is through the study of his Torah. That's very, very evident. That's the yesod. What's Torah? What's the connection between Torah and Hashem? So first of all, Chachmas Hashem. But the Ramban tells us in the Hakdama to Chumash that all of Torah is the Shemos of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We learn out. How do you know that you're supposed to say Birchas HaTorah? The Gemara Brachos tells us before we go ahead and learn Torah. Kishem Hashem Ekra, Havugoda Lelokenu. When you speak out the Shem Hashem, when you read Shem Hashem, you give first praise to Hashem. That's the source of Birchas HaTorah, because Torah learning is the Shemos of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's how we connect, that's how we cleave to the Ribono Shalom. Very well-known question that's asked. The Nabi Yirmiyahu tells us, Alma Ozvu Haaretz. Why is it? Why Alma Ozvam Haaretz? Why is it that Hashem destroyed the land of Israel at the Churban Beis Hamikdash? And the pasuk says, Yirmiyahu Tet Zayin, Osi Ozvu Es Torasi Lo Shamar. It's because they left the Torah. Because they left the Torah, that's why Hashem destroyed the land. So the question is asked, what do you mean? Chazal tell us that the reason for the Churban Beis Rishon is because of the Gimel Averos HaChamuros, Shvichus Damim, Gili Arayos, and Avodah Zarah. So why is it that the pasuk focuses on the loss of Torah, the fact that they were Ozvam Es Torasi? So the Medrash says, a beautiful Medrash, this is found in Eicha Rabbah. Halavai oti azvu v'torati shamaru. Hashem says, I wish they would have left me and at least learned my Torah. Mitoch, because had they learned my Torah, in other words, Klal Yisrael, they did Averos, Avodah Zarah, they left me, says Hashem. Halavai, they did Avodah Zarah, but they would have learned my Torah. What's this connection? Why does Hashem say Halavai? They would have learned my Torah. What caused the Churban? Was it the Avodah Zarah, or was it the leaving of Torah? So the Medrash says, Hashem speaking, Mitoch shayu misaskin ba ha'ma'or sheba Had they studied Torah, even if they were Ovdei Avodah Zarah, Ozvam Osi, even if they left me, Hayam Machzirin Lamuta, the Torah learning would have brought them back. Rav Huna Amar, therefore we say, Lamod Torah, Afal Pi Shelo Lishma, Shmito Shelo Lishma Balishma. Had we went ahead and studied Torah, even lo lishma, even for ulterior motives, that connection to Torah's Hashem, that connection would have slowly but surely pulled us away from Avodah Zarah. Sometimes we do sin, we fall and we fall and we fall again. But that connection to Torah's Hashem is ultimately the connection to Avas Hashem. That's how we're medabek bidrachav va'atem hadvekim ba'Hashem chayim kulchem hayom. It's the Eitz Chaim Hilam Achazikim Ba. The studying of the Eitz Chaim is what brings that Chaim Kulchem Hayom. And really, when you want to know the answer to that question, once again, why the primacy of Torah? Why is Torah learning so significant? Again, I'm not involving myself in political questions at all. But why is there a focus Kuli Amalo Pligi on Talmud Torah? The answer is, it's not just a mitzvah. It is the vehicle, the passage, the portal to Avas Hashem. And that's the first paragraph of Kriyat Shema. That's what we're told that. After Hashem Elokecha, how are you going to achieve that? The answer is, V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. If my words are on your heart, then I'm on your heart. Then there's that sense of vekus. You should all be zoche as we start transitioning from the avelus of the Churban Beis HaMikdash. We move towards Yemei Elul. We should be zoche to really build ourselves up, build that sense of Avas Hashem. And the way to do so is through a sincere giving over of ourselves to our Talmud Torah. Have a wonderful Shabbos.